This is where I find adventure. This is where I gain confidence. This is where I laugh. This is where I hang out. This is where we make memories. We don't do this every day, but when we do, we make sure it's an adventure. This is our life. This is venturing.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our presentation tonight that is not only for venturing crews, but it's also for sea scouting ships and explorer posts. And we're going to be talking about fall membership growth and our fall membership campaign for all three of these facets of the family of scouting. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Rob DeFazio, and I am a membership and unit service executive with the council. And I'm one of the few on the team. I'm one of the team actually that handles venturing and sea scouting and exploring membership. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So fasten your seatbelts. We have a lot to talk about and a lot of information to change hands with. But before we get started, we kind of have to take our temperature of these awesome programs, right? And we got to let you know where things are at right now. So currently within the venturing program, there are currently 63 current members, and that's actually down 25 from the beginning of the year. But if we go a little bit further and go pre-COVID, the pre-COVID membership at the end of 2019 was 278. So you can see that's quite a drop. And we want to begin to kind of level things out and begin to grow this program a little bit more. There's plenty of opportunity for high adventure. High adventure seems to be very popular, not only with people that are beginning to transition out of scouting because maybe they're reaching the age of 18, but just as a whole, people love ziplining and rock climbing and being outdoors. That's actually gone up as a result of COVID. Additionally, as of today, as of the first of the year, we had 11 crews that were chartered with the Mayflower Council. But as of today, we've received reports over the past couple of months that 2 crews are reporting that they will be folding and not rechartering before the end of the year. So the premise for all of this, whether it's venturing, sea scouting, or exploring, is we want to build stronger units in these facets of the scouting family so that our scouts that are reaching the age of 18 have opportunities to continue their scouting program, whether it's with a ship or a post or a crew. Excuse me, but we also want to make it available to the community and to the youth within our council footprint to allow them the opportunity to be able to take advantage of these programs for their future. Taking a look at the current status of Sea Scouts and exploring, as of the beginning of the year, we had no Sea Scout ships, and we now have 2. We were able to bring ship 323 in Weymouth back to life, and we also have a ship now located down in Plymouth, ship number 1822. We also do have 2 explorer posts, post 85 in Westboro, and we also do have post 32 over in Foxborough. With the potential, now I've talked about what the status is. There's some potential here that I want to bring up. At this time, we are working with 3 interested parties in forming 3 new venturing crews. One of them will be out in the Stowe area, one of them will be in the Weymouth area, and one of them that's interested is looking in the Hanover area. So we have 3 prospective new venturing crews that are going to come, but they're not going to come until after the first of the year. Additionally, we were involved in a conversation the other day with a fire chief in Sherborne, and that is something that could happen next year as well, but it was a very introductory conversation. So we want to emphasize that before we move on as well, that it's just in the beginning phases here. Okay. This is what's really important and why we're putting an emphasis on membership. There's been a change in the national guidelines. As of this year, any units with less than 5 members will not be able to recharter. We won't be able to write an exception for them if they have less than 5 members enrolled. That's why it's important for us to put emphasis on improving membership in venturing cruise, sea scouting, and explorer posts. In fact, the majority of our venturing crews are either at 5 or less than 5 at this time. Our Sea Scout ships are around 5 right now, and our explorer posts have growth throughout the year. And I don't believe either of them are on my list at this point in time. But again, adding more people to the program is always a good thing. So we want to make sure we give every available youth that is interested in our programs the opportunity to participate. What we came up with for explorer posts and Sea Scout ships and venturing crews for your fall recruitment program is what's called the 31-day challenge. This is a competition that will be between venturing crews, Sea Scout ships, and explorer posts, not only separately, but each individual unit together will be competing against other units of this nature to grow your membership in October of 2022. And we've got plenty of opportunity to be able to do that, but I want to talk about a few things. These opportunities are going to consist of some things here. The big thing is to use a date in October as a meeting to get your crew together and invite the public to come in and learn more about your unit. We want you to keep this casual, okay? We don't want you to just invite somebody to a meeting because that gets a little intimidating for somebody who is looking at this for the first time. When they see you all show up in uniforms and the opening ceremonies and the structure of your meeting, we want you to keep it relaxed and celebrate your unit and use this as an opportunity to promote what you do to prospective people that may want to join. And some of the ways to keep it casual, the first big one, make it an activity uniform or a Class B as opposed to your regular uniform that you would wear for a meeting. We want you to do something to engage your guests and your prospective members. Maybe it's an activity. Maybe it's a drill that you do that they can participate in. It's an opportunity to give them a feel as to if this is going to be a good fit for them by having them actually do something that you're going to do as part of your program. So figure out what maybe you're doing, you've got a rock climbing wall, or maybe you are, I know with sea scouting, they go out on boats. Take them out on a boat ride. Let them steer the boat. Let them try it. But also, we want you to use these opportunities to show off the fun and the adventure of what your unit has to offer, okay? Another aspect of this that we want to emphasize is maybe use a natural friend activity as opposed to a meeting that you're converting into an open house. A natural friend activity is an event or an activity that friends do with the purpose of getting to know them and to see if this might be a good fit. Maybe instead of doing a regular meeting, you're going to do a bowling night where your unit's going to go out bowling and you're going to encourage everybody to bring a friend. And you're just going to go bowling and have a little bit of food. And you know what? Maybe you have a brief conversation about why you've asked them to come. I thought it would be a good opportunity for you, Ralph, to be able to come and check out what we do. And yeah, bowling isn't the same as rock climbing, but you can see the camaraderie we have. Gives them that opportunity. Maybe you're doing a barbecue or a movie night, or better yet, maybe you're actually doing one of your unit adventures and you want to invite somebody with. Maybe you're going rock climbing. Maybe you're going to Crazy Axes and doing axe throwing. Okay. If that's your adventure, use that as an opportunity to let somebody else come learn about how to throw an axe and at the same time experience your unit in action. If you're doing an open house or a community event, one of the things we do want to emphasize is don't make it a dog and pony show. Don't make it a lecture. Don't make it a presentation. Make it an opportunity for them to come in and mix and mingle and to have something hands-on to do. If they experience it firsthand, they're going to get a feel as to if they like it. And if they like it, you got yourself a prospective new member. Make sense? Let's move on. So how are we going to make this all work? One of the first ways is peer-to-peer recruitment. Sit down before October 1st with the members of your unit and ask them to come up with several friends. It says a friend on the screen, but several friends. We recommend 3 or 4 because you're going to invite 3 or 4 and you may get 1 or 2 that might actually show up. Invite them to whatever you're planning in the month of October. Use buddy cards. We have buddy cards at the office that we'll send you to be able to use as an invitation. But if you've got somebody in your crew, for example, have them invite some friends. It's an easy transition if Bill's friend Pete, who's not in the crew, shows up and knows that Bill's in the crew and learns about how much fun the crew is from Bill. And now he and Bill are hanging out a little more often because they're both in the crew together. Does that make sense? Buddies go where their friends are. And that's important to emphasize. We wanted you to use community promoted open house meetings or membership building events. So in addition to inviting buddies, we want you to get this out into your community. A couple of different ways you can do that. The easiest one is social media. Post about your event on social media and then share it in the other community pages around the community that you're based in. For example, we have an Explorer post in Foxborough. So when you're promoting Foxborough, here's your little lesson. When you're promoting your membership event in the month of October, post it on the post Facebook page, but then you want to do Norfolk and Franklin and Rentham and Plainville and Mansfield. Post it in all of those community pages so that people in those communities know that you've got something going on. Just because they're not located in the town that your unit's based in doesn't mean that they can't join your particular cruise ship or post, okay? So keep that in mind as well. We want to blitz high school and colleges. Now, I want to talk about this for a minute because in my experience, when I've talked to crew advisors about their crew, I often hear the phrase, well, we have a lot of kids that go away to college. Okay, that's great. And they want to stay in the crew. That's awesome. But why don't we go to the colleges that are within or near our council footprint and promote our crews and posts and ships to those residents and those students and give them an opportunity to come check it out. Again, maybe they live on campus and they come from New Hampshire. There's nothing that says that they can't join your crew because they're a student in a town or nearby town, wherever there's a crew or ship or a post. And on the screen is a list of colleges and universities that are either in or near our council footprint. If you look at Curry College is not within the Mayflower Council, but they do have a lot of people who go to that school who are from areas and communities that the Mayflower Council currently serves. So bear that in mind, okay? Just because you have college kids in your program that maybe are going to Syracuse University, for example, hit the universities that are in our area to build your membership that way. It's an untapped market. And we have flyers and posters that we can get to you to put on campus to help build your membership that way. And the other thing about the 31-day challenge is something we did in the spring and we want to do it again in the fall, and it's about re-engagement. Okay. We're going to be able to take a list of scouts who have either dropped from the program or have reached the age of 18, and we're going to split it up geographically and get it out to all of our units in venturing, sea scouting, and exploring, to give you an opportunity to reach out to them and see if there's an interest in them joining your program. A lot of times, if somebody reached the age of 18 and I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. If a scout in Scouts BSA reaches the age of 18, there is a pretty good shot that they want to continue their scouting experience. And they may choose to do that by becoming an assistant scoutmaster in their troop. But if you've got 5 or 6 members of a Scouts BSA troop that are hitting the age of 18, you might want to give them a different option. And that might be 5 or 6 people that come on board with your Sea Scout ship or your Explorer post or your venturing crew. Because I'm sure there's only a certain number of assistant scoutmasters that can do things before you're going to have people that are just holding a title, really. But this gives them an opportunity to re-engage. Now, in support of the 31-day challenge, for those of you that follow me in the council, you know I do a monthly, or lately it's been 2, different unit success workshops to help packs and troops and crews and ships be more effective with what they do. In support of the 31-day challenge in October, we are doing a scouting to venturing workshop that is going to educate scoutmasters and venturing crew advisors and presidents on how that transition should work. We find that it's not being done as much as it should be. And we want to give you an opportunity to be able to capitalize on that particular facet. Again, if somebody's about to hit the age of 18, we should be trying to figure out a way to continue their scouting experience, because they're not going to be able to stay in the troop at that point. So by doing these kinds of transitions and educating Scouts BSA troops that these transitions are something that is going to allow that particular scout to continue to remain in scouting, it's a win all the way around. It shouldn't be about keeping them in that particular troop. It should be about giving them their scouting experience the way they want it. And if they want to, when they hit 18, come on board with a crew, they should be able to do that. We should be able to, like we do with Webelos to Scouts, allow the opportunity for those scouts to be able to participate in that. The incentive, the winner of the 31-day challenge that recruits the most new members in the month of October will receive a $25 per person allowance towards an adventure or outing of their choice. So, whichever crew or ship or post gets this done, they are going to be able to go on an adventure, and the council is going to pay a portion of the fee for each of those participants to be able to go and do that. All right, so let's talk about some next steps here. First next step, go back to your units and find somebody who is going to be your recruitment representative, your recruitment contact, and have them reach out to me. We want to support this with your units. So please designate somebody and let them know what's going on. Make sure they know about the program. But then we really want you to have them get in touch with me so I can give them the support that they need to be able to give to your unit. Secondly, develop a plan on what your membership building event in the month of October is going to be, whether maybe it's an open house, or maybe you're doing a pizza party, or maybe you're planning an adventure. Get those details done and get the information out to the public, okay? Have each member of your unit reach out to a minimum of 1, like I said, we recommend 3 or 4 people that they know, and invite them to your above event. Order flyers. If there's one of those colleges that's near where your unit is based out of, order flyers and go on a blitz. If you know students that go to those schools, ask them to put them up on the bulletin boards. These particular flyers are designed to direct people to the beascout.org website, where they can enter in their zip code, find your unit, and either request more information or join right on the spot. And again, once we prepare it and once we get it out to you, assign some people from your unit to do an outreach to scouts that have aged out or left Scouts BSA to see if there's interest in getting them to join your program. So some important notes. Big one right here, right out of the gate. Any youth that participates in your program that is under the age of 18 must complete a youth application, and we are only accepting youth applications online. So they have to go to beascout.org, find your unit, and hit apply online. We do not accept paper applications for youth anymore, so please bear that in mind. And speaking of which, make sure that the pin or your listing on beascout.org is up, visible, and more importantly, accurate. If you don't know how to do this, drop me an email. We'll set up a time, do a Zoom, and I'll get you up to speed. Any participant over the age of 18 must complete an adult application, a criminal background check authorization, a Corey form from Massachusetts, and submit a copy of their driver's license, and take and complete youth protection training from Scouts BSA before they can participate in your program. So you can find the adult application, the CBC, the Corey form on mayflowerbsa.org /membership. And for youth protection training, they can go to my.scouting.org and they can take that right online. It doesn't take that long. I took mine in a few hours and was able to complete it successfully. And if I can do it, you can do it. And lastly, for the purposes of tallying the results of our 31-day challenge, all applications must be at the Council Service Center no later than the close of business on November 10th, 2022. In closing, this program is designed to help begin to recover from the losses we've had over the past few years, courtesy of the pandemic. I hope you and your particular unit, whether you are a venturing crew, sea scouting ship, or an explorer post, will take this into consideration and get to work in building a strong program for the future of your particular unit. Thank you for attending tonight's presentation. My name is Rob DeFazio from the Membership and Unit Service team. Again, robd@mayflowerbsa.org is my email. Reach out if you have any questions or comments, and have a good night.